This is Travis Stone for the Rush Report. I'm here with the general manager of the Toronto Rush, Mark Lloyd. How you doing today, Mark?
Great, thanks for having me.
No problem, no problem. So how's your experience in the AUDL been so far? Just give me your thoughts on it.
I think it's been pretty positive. We've had just a great turnout with fans and also great results with the team. So I'd say there's not much more I could hope for so far.
And as you know, Ultimate's been around for decades. In your opinion, why do you think it's taken so long for a professional league to sprout up?
I think part of it is just people are more interested in playing than having people watch them. But as you're getting more serious athletes coming in, you're sort of they're wanting that notoriety and they're wanting to push the envelope with the spectator side of it. And so it's kind of just taken I think a natural development, but it's getting to that point where people want to see, players want to have fans.
So to follow up with that, Ultimate's a very niche sport. And there's a lot of purists out there who think the pro league is going to taint the game. What's your thoughts on that?
I can understand that thought. Like, spirit of the game is a huge component of Ultimate. But I think if you watch an AUDL game and you see someone use the integrity rule, so changing a ref's call in their favor, that you sort of see that element of spirit. And there's respect between players still, and all those things which I think spirit embodies, and so I think it's still alive in the sport and not really being tainted at all.
So to follow up on that, what's your thoughts on the addition of on-field referees?
It's interesting. I think it's important to have in the game. You have people and owners spending money on these teams, and it's hard when someone's putting in money and then the players are controlling the outcome. So I think you need that third party calling the game, especially when money's being put into it.
Yeah, that's fair. So now switching our focus to Toronto and the Rush. As a GM, I know you're involved in the selection process of the players.
Yeah.
So what kind of skills were you looking for in the players? And you seem to get a really balanced team.
What I was sort of looking for when building the team is tall players. We have probably one of the tallest teams in the league, but also guys who are fast and can cover the space. We play on a bigger field than USA Ultimate, so I wanted guys who could make it sideline to sideline and up and down the field fast and effectively. Also, just guys who are smart and can get blocks on the bigger field. The bigger field is catered more to offense, so it's good to have guys that can generate turnovers from the other team.
And did you expect the team to gel this quickly, come out to such a great start?
Maybe not so quickly. Our first 2 road trips, I think, were huge in sort of getting team bonding in. You get 26 guys or so on a bus driving down to the States, and you're going to sort of get that camaraderie developed right away. But it happened pretty fast. We've got a sort of a nice median age around 26, and so we've got guys all around the sort of same age who are just looking to have fun, play some Ultimate, and not really spend any money while doing it.
Right on. So you're in the city of Toronto, obviously. 2 million people here, sports-hungry city.
Yeah.
How are you going to make the Rush a recognized brand in this city?
I think winning is a big part of that. I know that from just watching Toronto sports and watching the media, they love a winner. So that's first and foremost. I think winning gets people out here. They want to get behind something that's successful. From there, I think just getting word out as much as possible. We've had a lot of great media coverage lately, and I think that can only continue as more and more people get to sort of come out. I've had friends who have come out who've never seen a game before or anything like that, and they say it's so much fun. And just sort of to have that and get people who aren't our friends coming out and having that same feeling is important. So I think I think that there's definitely a market for this team in Toronto, and I'd love to help it grow.
And like you said, it's a growing sport. Have you guys considered starting a farm team or looking at the grassroots programs and just to funnel the greatest players in Southern Ontario onto the Rush?
I don't know about a farm team necessarily at this point in time. That being said, there's a lot of great club teams in the area, anywhere from London to Kingston that we could potentially draw from. So, you've got sort of almost a bunch of farm teams around here, and a lot of great players that we could draw from. And I like our mix so far. And we've got guys from all over. We've got guys from Guelph. We've got guys from Peterborough, Hamilton. So we sort of done that a little bit, pulling from different areas in the GTA. So going forward, we just continue that trend, I think.
And have you ever considered friendly, if you will, or an exhibition game with one of the top club teams or a NCAA team in the States, just to get the competitive juices going?
Yeah, I think an exhibition game would be a great idea. At this point, where there's a bit of overlap between Rush and the top club team in Toronto, so we probably have to go elsewhere to do that. But yeah, no, I think exhibition games are a great idea in just getting more people out to see the sport.
And as you know, there's 2 pro leagues in North America right now, the MLU and AUDL. Would you like to see them, the 2 champions from each league, come together for a super final, super championship?
I think that would be a great idea. I think that would be a pretty good promotional tool. And I think that at a certain point, we're going to have to see the league starting to work together because I think we all have the same goal for the sport, and that's to increase its popularity and really get it mainstream. So it's something that we can't do if we're competing against each other. So yeah, I think an MLU AUDL super final could be a great idea and a great marketing tool. So I definitely wouldn't rule it out.
And where do you want to see the Rush in 10 years in the AUDL, and what's the future hold for you?
10 years. I don't know if I've ever thought that far ahead.
We can start with 5 maybe,
okay,
next
5
year.
Years. I'd like a few championships. I'm not going to pull the LeBron and start listing how many I'd like, but I'd like to win a few and get to the point where people aren't really questioning whether or not they should try out for the Rush. Like that's a must, is to be on this team. Drawing the top players and even maybe you having players move here to play for the Rush, I think would be really cool. For the league itself, I would love for us to get to a point where where we're playing more than just the 5 teams in our conference, because we can afford that travel. I think getting to the point where you can afford further travel is a big part of it. You get more games, you develop new rivalries, rivalries are a huge part of sports fandom, is getting involved and passionate about those rivalries. So just getting more teams and more storylines in the league, I think, is important in the next 5 years.
Great. Thanks for your time, Mark.
No problem. Thanks for having me.